Hello, my name is Blake Bruning, and here I'm going to talk about how to make sure that your strand is the right width when making a heel knot. Now, I'm making an Indy style right at the moment. Now, when you look at a knot, and you can see that through this wrist loop, I can pull it out, you can see that there are 4 strands on top that make a box, and that would be the 4 bite, and then the part on the 5-4 would be if you follow these strands as they cross 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then that'd be the 5. Now in an Indy there are 3 passes, so the strand goes around it 3 times. Now depending on what you do, and when you're dealing with leather, you can know that your Indy should just be about a 5mm strand, 5 to 5.5. If you make the appropriate foundation. But when you're making any knot, I know a lot of people have a hard time getting the right strand set up. So I've got a couple little tricks here that I've done in the past to help out. Now, when you're looking at your heel foundation, seeing that it kind of creates a box, it creates it on top and bottom. Normally you don't want the strand to start at the bottom because the passes are going to go down. So you want it up about here, so there's a second pass that'll cover the base, and then maybe a third pass that'll help enhance it. Now, normally when you start this, as you can see, you'll start at this corner and then it comes up to that top corner. Then you're going to cross there and then there's the line. And normally you would weave it in, but I really don't want to weave it in. All I want to do right now is generally go around the knot in a way that'll still create this box. And then I can look at it. And if you can see, it kind of has the 4 parts about where you want it. Now, when you're making an Indy, like I said, there's 3 passes. So you want to make sure that these 3 add up well. So when I have the next one, there's enough space. And I'll just wrap it without actually tying it to check it out to see that I have that. And then you can also run it this way, 1, 2, and you can see that it fills it up pretty good. Now there might need to be a little bit of fid work in there to make it work right. And also, when it comes to these parts where you'll be overlapping each other, you want to make sure that there's a decent amount of space for that to work there too. But if you do it right, you can kind of eyeball the general knot. This is just roughly on there. But when you put it on there just right, and you can do a quick wrap and the 4 parts needed. And if all the boxes add up pretty well, you know that strand will work. You do the same thing with the 7/6. You just wrap it around the 6 times and see that in all the angles, especially if it's usually a 2-pass, you can see that there's only a 1-pass gap. Now once again, being a 3-pass, when I start this out and I have this cross, I just kind of want to lightly make the outline of the knot. Like I said, it won't be perfect. You got to kind of know what you're looking at to realize what'll be moved around a little in the process. But you want to make sure that when you're done wrapping it around, that there's about 2 spaces, enough for 2 more passes either way. And you can kind of look around the whole knot and see that that's still pretty accurate and keeps the same spacing. Now, this isn't designed to teach you how to tie the knot. There's other compendiums you can do. But I just wanted to give you that ability to see that you can do a chance to wrap it around to get an idea for it before you tie it. Because a lot of first-time whip makers will tie it and it'll be too thin, and then they have to cut a new strand out. And it's better to be too thick than too thin if you don't know what you're doing, because you can always remove some, but you can never add. But, the same problem is if it's too fat, they'll tie it, and then it may take them a while to realize it's too fat, and then they have to take it off, they'll have to trim it down a little bit and try again. So it's always good to have this little system right here that like I said, you can create the knot. I do the same thing if it was a 6 bite instead of a 4. I'll kind of wrap it around and then look at it. But depending on the knot, you got to do this a little differently. Not just a 6/7, but whether it's a pineapple interweave or, it's just going to be a standard 2-pass like on the Crystal Skulls whip. But like I said, once you kind of wrap it up and you make that box, you can kind of go around the whole whip and get an idea for it. Now I'm just kind of holding in place, but I can still see that 2 strands would fill up these boxes. Fill up these boxes pretty well and still make it work. All right, and once again, my name is Blake Bruning, and I just wanted to give you guys an idea on how to better get your strands the right width instead of just hopefully having all your math down. Give it a quick trial wrap to see if it's in good standing. God bless and have a good day.